double standards exist. Sometimes men win, sometimes women win. It is what it is.
Okay, can I ask you this? And ladies, I want you guys to answer this question too. Who do you think double standards benefit more in 2023, men or women?
I would say it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Because women win more in like society. We can go out, we can get free, we can have men pay our bills and stuff like that. Like
fly to Dubai.
Yeah, like we can get free trips, we can get clothes. It's nothing. We can get our bills paid. Woo, woo, woo. Right, like we can get that shit, right? But when it comes to men, when you are that guy, of course you can have multiple women or whatever. You can do what you want because you pay the bills. You have a certain stature, a certain level over the situation that you can control. You are able to do things that women aren't able to do, and women are able to do things that men aren't able to do. But I feel like it's different, but it's equal regardless. Like, I don't
it's
ever
still
want to be
very
a man.
rare though for a man though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, like I don't ever
like
want to
you
be
say
a man.
you gotta be that dude, but like
same with the girl. You gotta be pretty privileged. That dude.
So
ugly girls don't get the same privileges as pretty women.
So look,
but it's not even about pretty though. Like you can have a big butt and a man will still treat you like
okay. And as a man, you can be fat and ugly and bald and have a bag and still get the same treatment as a fine ass nigga.
But ladies, here's what we were talking about earlier too.
Both ways.
Remember before the show started, we were talking about the 18 to 24-year-old, 18 to 21-year-olds, right? Mm-hmm. You got to understand again, men and women value very different things. Mm-hmm. So from 18 to 24, women are at their top sexual market value. I'm not saying your value as a person, but sexually market value, that's where your value is at your peak, because you have,
in terms of mating.
You have younger, hotter, tighter. Men value beauty and fertility, generally speaking. Okay. Men, when they're at their peak, is normally 35 to 45, because at that point, the things women look for, which is like power, status, it takes longer to obtain those things, okay? So you got to think about it. As an 18-year-old girl and an 18-year-old guy, your options are fucking two different things. Like you said, an 18-year-old, she'll be in Dubai if she's hot enough, in Dubai tomorrow, in the Section of Future the next day, fucking on a yacht the day after that. An 18-year-old boy, there's nobody looking his fucking way at all.
Facts.
He got to pay for the boat.
Ain't got none. That boy working at Dunkin' Donuts.
That's facts.
So
and to me, that's another extension or a prime example of a double standard that in one case works for a woman and doesn't work for a man.
But that's what I was asking though, like, because again, name me a double standard that works for men. Because think about it, ladies, they like to say that we live in a patriarchy, right? You hear that word thrown around a lot. There is no fucking patriarchy, and I'm gonna tell you why. 63% of college graduates are women. Men are 95% of workplace deaths. Men are 3 out of the 4 homeless people in America. Men are overwhelmingly the victims of homicide, violent crimes, and you want to count prison, they're even raped more. There is no male privilege. It's all female privilege now in 2023.
No, that's a fact.
I have a question.
Sure.
Do you think we couldn't go get some statistics about women injustices? Do you think we couldn't do the same thing that you just did?
Yeah, but that wasn't the point. The point was who has more privilege in 2023.
No. I'm saying we could go get a couple of, statistics where we're not shown favor as well. Mm-hmm. I don't feel like I disagree with you.
Sure. And sweet, I want to tell you this. I'm not saying that women don't have their own plights and their own disadvantages, because they do. You know what? Like, for example, if you go to a yacht party with Future, I'm not going to name drop a celebrity, okay?
I got you.
You might be expected to fuck. You might be expected to be, you might feel a little bit uncomfortable because he's pushing up on you. There are disadvantages on both sides of the equation. I'm just saying right now, 2023, women have more advantages than men. That's all I'm saying.
I've seen a woman push up on a man, like you said, like Future, something like that. And just that push up, like you ain't even had to give up y'all ain't had to hit, you ain't had to let them hit, nothing like that. You gonna leave with that $2,000 and get on. We ain't got that type of advantage.
But why would y'all want that type of advantage? Y'all got the advantage to push up on women or push up on whoever you want to and do what you want. If you got it like that, it just like the same as women. If you cute enough, you can get pushed up on and get that money. If you that guy enough, you can push up on a woman and give her that money and do what you want to do. That's life.
So when it is. So when it comes down to stats and stuff like that, it's always levels. You got Census Bureau, peer review things like that. So, it's levels of studies. But also as well, so the thing I want to talk about, so what do you think about if a guy isn't that guy? Like, how many guys do you think out of a percentage of men are not that guy? Maybe we should look at it like this.
Most.
I think most guys are
Thank
not
you.
that guy.
So if you had to
Most
put it on like
guys, 80%.
Okay, 80%.
80-20 rule all day, all the way.
See, you know your
Eh,
shit.
yeah,
Yeah.
they 80-20. 80% of guys are not that guy.
So would you make the argument that 80% of guys really kind of live a shitty existence? Because like you said, if you're that guy, you can do that. But if you said 80, and I'll make the argument, I'll say probably even 90, but let's go with 80. Most guys live in a shitty existence.
I would totally agree with that. And I will also say that a lot of women, there's also a large percentage of women that bar or standards are so low that they are comfortable and okay with dealing with a guy who lives in a shitty existence. Right? So you have that percentage of women who don't value themselves. Right? If you don't value yourself, the world isn't going to value you. And so you are more than okay with dealing with a guy living in a shitty existence or that is below your standards or doesn't live up to whatever you need.
So do you think girls do that because they're afraid to be alone or they want marriage or something? Because
Absolutely.
why would you settle for a guy?
Absolutely. I feel like the societal pressures leads that like from the beginning of the time, if you weren't married by a certain age, if you didn't bear a certain amount of children, you weren't deemed worthy enough, right? Like you had to have sons, you had to be married by 18, you had to be pretty enough to be married off at a certain time, you had to have a dowry, like you had to have certain standards and a certain statute for a certain man to want you from the beginning of the time. So if you are not that or have never been that or have never seen that, you cannot ever want that or aspire to be that.
You're right. And that's what TK is kind of trying to get, like, really get to his point. So when it comes down to women, like you said, you can just simply lower your standard and just say, you know what, I'll just settle for an average guy. And a lot of women do it, you know, should they do it? You know, that's up for debate. But then you have a lot of guys, like you said, 80% of guys aren't that guy. Mm-hmm. So the sad part is that those guys are getting nothing
at all.
You know, so it's like, it's pretty much you either, like you said, if you're that guy, you pretty much get what the world offers you, anything you want. But if you're not that guy, and if a woman doesn't pick you, like you said, you're kind of leaving a lot of things up to chance in terms of guy world, you know. And I think what TK is trying to get to the point, and I think what TK is trying to get to with the point is he's just saying, like, in a male's world, it's like we can try to sit up here and, okay, if the guy is not that guy, we can say, okay, a woman might settle for me, but it's a lot of external factors. With the woman, more things are in her control. I think that's where he's trying to,
going crazy.
Yeah, and I think that's more where he's trying to, you know,
ladies, that's what
I feel that.
We want to put
man lucky to even get a picture. They like, oh,
is this acceptable for us to get weave, nails,
all that shit?
Yeah, and, you know, we can get whatever. Guys can't really do nothing. So I get that point.
Buy some $100 jeans at Last Style. They got me a couple times, man.
I'm telling you.